I was proper motivated for this one. I get up at a time that does not deserve a number. It's ridiculous how early I get up for work. And so normally I get home and I nap, but this time, no, I was motivated. I wanted to see this movie so bad because I remember loving it. And, I just wanted to get it out of the way so I could get an early review done this week, go 2 for the week. So I ignored the branch out front that needed to be cut. It's kind of hanging over the street a little bit. And I figured, I'd watch the movie real quick. I walk the dogs later. There's dishes. There's like 2 plates on the counter. We'll eat over the sink. It's fine. It's fine. We'll be like raccoons. And it's okay. The dogs could wait. I don't normally take them for a few hours anyway. So they're fine. And they just cuddled up with me on the couch. We settled in. Time to watch the movie. Dogs are wonderful. They're the only ones who've ever been able to stop me. Yeah, I love my pups. So if you're not familiar with the concept behind the Monster Project, this is a couple of guys put an ad on Craigslist with like, actors do not submit, serious inquiries only. And then they ask for like no pay in Culver City. And the only qualification is you have to be cursed in order to be interviewed on this show, which sounds like a standard Craigslist casting call to me. And their audition thing is basically brief. Everybody they audition, they end up having in the thing. I auditioned once. They said I wasn't believable as a psychopathic killer. Can you believe that? No, actually. But before we get into the plot, I just wanted to say that I picked the Monster Project for this week because I just wanted something that I couldn't get wrong. I wanted a simple, straightforward, reliable. I ordered the chicken, basically. Something that's definitely going to work. I wanted one easy one so that I could, get 2 reviews done in a week. Basically, I just wanted one easy night. So did the man who built this house. He got several. And then he got me. So let's dive into it. We're going to keep this spoiler free. I should probably introduce myself. I am CJ, your movie god for the Found Footage broadcast. And this is my co-host, Oliver.
I will feast on the ragged remnants of your soul.
Oliver's a charming guy. And if you've subscribed, you're already a member of the cult of the movie god. So welcome, my fellow Found Footage fanatic friend. Hit the button below, you know the one, and roll the intro real quick. We're doing the Monster Project. The Monster Project opens really strong. It opens with like a fake viral video where, a guy's like in his house, he's hearing noise on the roof, somebody's up there or something is up there, and he climbs up the ladder and there's a spooky thing and he falls off, and it's effective. I've seen a lot of fake viral videos done in found footage movies. It's a great way to set up that these people are vloggers, and so they create here's the video that got a success. Inevitably, it's terrible. There's a movie that's coming up where their big viral video was somebody did a dab. Like that made them world famous. Or somebody else did a makeup tutorial once. Holy, no one's ever done that before. I mean, like, these viral videos are terrible. But this one, I bought it. So I was in. Like, the opening is so strong. And I'm like, all right, I'm in. This is perfect, because that was believable as a video that would totally catch on. And they're like, okay, let's raise the stakes. Let's, find people who say they're real monsters and interview them in a spooky house somewhere. It'll be great. So we put an ad out on Craigslist for real monsters, and 3 real monsters replied. That's a strong turnout. Most of us don't even check email. So he gathers the crew, but along the way, we have to slow down the action. Why do we have to slow down the action? I don't know. But apparently it's very important to introduce this guy who is struggling with drug addiction problems. And I got to say something about this, okay? He's making this video about how it's day 239, I think. 239 of sobriety. And he's making this video to his parents saying, he's getting there. And the whole time he's talking, his pupils are dilated. He's talking really slow and sedate. Somebody interrupts him. He's like, oh, hey, yeah, no problem, man. And then later on, there's a party scene. And I'm just thinking the whole time, this guy seems stoned. And then later on, yeah, he was. That's acting. And then he breaks it later when he's not. And it's very believable and very shocking. You know, just his behavior is different because now he's having withdrawal. And it's fantastic. It's really good. He's good as a character who can't cope. Unfortunately, all of that is a distraction from monsters in the house. So there's that. But also, unfortunately, he is one of 3 people in a love triangle because we all love triangle. Stop it. Stop it with the love triangles. They're so stupid. Who's ever cared? Who's ever cared in a horror movie specifically about a love triangle? I've never seen a horror movie and gone, you know what? It needed a love triangle. That's what it needed. No one's ever said that, ever. Stop it. All right. Okay. Sorry. I'm bitching. Gotta stop. The point is that as promising as that viral video was at the beginning of this movie, boy, do we spend a lot of time just mucking about. Lots of interpersonal drama between the characters. Lots of tension, lots of like just stakes, relationship stakes. And you would think those relationship stakes would pay off, but they in fact just don't have anything to do with anything. So you're waiting for a long time. And then later on in the movie, when you're almost at a climax where things have been crazy and they need to bring down the action, they don't have everyone just tucked in a safe place, holding off of the monsters, having a heart-to-heart and really clearing the air. They don't do any of that. They're just the one guy has a hallucination for a while. And it's sucky. Morality and don't do drugs, kids. But the thing is, okay, there's all this like relationship baggage, but we get to the haunted house and it's like all locked down and it's scary and it's creepy. And we interview our monsters, and our monsters, they're not bad. Although the interviews themselves aren't exactly gripping, but we meet a werewolf, we meet a demon possessed girl, and we meet a vampire. The vampire is the only one who really engages with the camera at all. And it's fine. But the thing is this interview sequence where everything up to this point in the movie has been leading to, this interview sequence is uninteresting as well. Damn it. Okay. Well, we had a bunch of relationship stuff that was boring. We had a bunch of interview stuff that was boring. At least we got a bunch of monsters in the house that eventually have to go nuts. And oh, thank God they do. First, it's the werewolf who, for whatever reason, forgot to check the calendar and didn't realize that it's a total eclipse tonight. Rah, and he goes crazy and he loses control. They hint that he's there to get justice or revenge for something, but they never explain it. I think they must have cut a scene out or cut some of his dialogue. So I don't know. On the surface, like in text of a movie, this guy shows up, says, oh yeah, I lose control whenever I become a werewolf. And then doesn't realize there's an eclipse tonight because that's not something he ever concerns himself with. Why would he care about that? And, you know, oh, oops. Going around trying to kill everyone. And then the demon lady decides, you know, I'm going to be all demony and After Effects eyes, After Effects teeth, and just, jumps at everyone. And then randomly, Vampire Lady decides she's going to start screeching and running around on all fours and trying to kill everyone. Her motivations are unclear. Do not know why she's suddenly very intent on killing everyone. It's random, but whatever, who cares? 3 monsters, everyone locked in the house, everyone being chased. Okay, fun time, right? So they chase them upstairs, and they chase them downstairs, and they chase them through the crawl space, and they chase them outside, and they chase them back inside, and they chase them upstairs again. By the fourth lap, it just stops being a chase scene and becomes cardio. 4 humans, boarded windows, 1 door. I'd have been done by 9:30. Right? I mean, Jesus. So anyway, halfway through, I mean, I know I got super motivated at the beginning to like get this out of the way and get on top of it. But I couldn't help it. I started scrolling on YouTube and like seeing what neat shorts to watch. Just sort of getting there. Apparently Magneto has like 3 different names in canon. Anyway, and then I made a post on Reddit about literally having nothing to say. And it just ended up being like Here it is. And then I got up, and then, I cleaned the kitchen at one point. I got up and I did the lawn. I have never paused a movie to go spread grass seed, not once in my life, and I did it today. And while I was out, I met the new neighbor who he was asking about that branch that was hanging down, because when it grows out, it tends to scrape the top of his truck. So I'm like, yeah, grab the clippers, and we work together and cut it down. His name is Ryan, cool guy. We're gonna have a beer later. But anyway, all this stuff, man. Why am I doing all this in the middle of a creature feature with a bunch of chase scenes? Because the thing is, like, all this drama between the characters did not make me care about the characters more. It made me want them dead, because then they'd be interesting. I mean, it's just... Anyway, it all kind of plays out. On the other hand, okay, the werewolf, truly magnificent. Like, he looks so cool, and the transformation scenes, not American Werewolf in London great, but still really, really good. And he just looked cool every time you saw him on camera. Sadly, it was only in infrared, but he looked so great, as opposed to like the vampire lady, who looked much better in full light. Because as soon as we hit infrared, she had like that white powder, just blank face. It was weird. It was like they put an inch of makeup on her face. It was all white. It was weird. I don't know why they did. And then the demon lady, of course, After Effects. It's fine. It's fine, but it's fine. We get a bunch of chase scenes. Finally, yes, the bad guys are not completely incompetent, although we do have some back and forth. It is a little unpredictable as the stakes rise and rise, and people get picked off, and there's like some back and forth. Although, again, literally don't care who lives and who dies here. And there's a twist ending. And the twist ending was interesting, although again, I didn't care that the twist happened. Like a character does something that's very, very shocking, but since I don't care about him and the relationship between the characters, despite how much time we spent on that, it's not an interesting relationship. Who cares? So, it ends. Now, it is a genuine twist ending. So there's fake twist endings and genuine twist endings. A genuine twist ending takes everything that happened before and puts a new spin on it. So you look back and you go, oh, that's why that happened, and that's why that happened, and oh, this all meant this. I was wondering about that, that kind of thing. So it is genuine twist, as opposed to like the fake twists where it's just revealed that, I don't know, Old Man Jenkins was actually a cannibal serial killer instead of a regular serial killer. Like, what does that matter? That's not a twist. There's no Old Man Jenkins. I'm just saying that as an example. But I think the litmus test, so I got impatient, but I do genuinely, and I'm just going to own this, I have ADHD. It's true. I do have ADHD, and this, for whatever reason, I just was... So this might be nothing to you. You might look at this movie and say, oh yeah, it's crazy creature feature. They got a bunch of fights and a bunch of running around, a bunch of screaming, and that's all I need. Even though it's way too long for a movie that simple, it's still, fine. An hour and a half, it's fine. But there's a shot right at the end, and it's the same shot as the end of Sinister. So I'm going to show you the final shot of Sinister without spoiling anything from the Monster Project. Here's the last shot of Sinister. So let me ask you, was that cool or was that stupid as hell? This is where we get into the should you watch it. Oh, but before I do, hey, just real quick, I am reviewing all 2000 found footage movies in existence, and I would really appreciate it if you would like, sub, super thanks, join, comment, hype. Any little click is a sin scrubbed off your soul, and boy, I would really appreciate it. So you should watch this, and there's genuinely going to be a lot of people who just freaking love this. The first time I saw this movie, I loved it. I did. And so I think maybe this is a repeating viewing thing, or maybe my ADHD kicked in. But I think a lot of people are going to love this movie for its simplicity, for just the fact that it's just bunch of crazy monsters running around, and then a fun twist at the end. That's all they needed. That's all they had to have. And the rest of the stuff that just takes up time, there's a very good chance you just won't care. You won't even notice. It'll just drift past you, especially if you're playing video games at the same time as you're watching the movie, which a lot of us do. If you have a video game and you have it, like you're a second screen viewer, this is perfect for second screen viewing, because there are no subtle moments that if you caught that little thing, it changes it. No, it's not like that. It's not that kind of movie. It's a very loud, blunt movie. So perfect if that's what you're looking for. Perfect if you just don't want to think tonight. It's perfect if you just want a cool, like, werewolf, vampire, demon movie. I mean, it's not bad for that. I mean, it's just a crazy, kooky fun. However, if you feel like thinking through a movie, if you want relationship drama to make a lick of sense or matter even in a movie, then this might kill you. And literally, like, if you want something that you need to sit down and watch from beginning through to the end, I really do think it's not just me, and it's not just my ADHD. I think that if you were to do a sit down and watch it through night, there's going to be some dead zones in this movie that make it tough to get through. So it may be for you on one day of the week and absolutely be the worst thing you could watch another day of the week. So this is about you. It's about you watching yourself. Put it on your list and wait for the opportunity, because there's going to be a day where you're going to be glad you watched The Monster Project. But yeah, I mean, the monsters let me go. Ryan's truck is safe. My lawns never look better. All thanks to a werewolf. Life is good. Next up, I'm going to let Oliver choose. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, look, if you're on the Patreon and you have a link to the spreadsheet with all the movies that are coming up, there's a bunch of flag requests, but in the interest of good relations with my roommate, who has had a track record of serial murder, I think it'd be a good idea to let Oliver pick the next movie. Can I pick 3? What do you mean? I want to pick 3 of the lowest rated movies on IMDb. He's so evil.